in Mark 8:34, Jesus called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, "If anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." I love to visualize the scenes in the Bible when instead of just reading the words. And if you'll just stop with me and think of this scene, here are all these crowds, these looky-loos, these people who are waiting for him to either raise the dead or heal the sick or part the water or do something miraculous, multiply the bread and the fishes. They're used to seeing that. So they're coming alongside because they want Jesus to do a miracle for them. But there's also this small little group of people that he identifies as his disciples. And so he says, I want to show you guys there's a difference between being part of the crowd and being part of the disciples. If you're going to be my disciple, you've got to deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. And those words, having grown up in the church, are so familiar. So I've reframed them to myself in the last year as, to be a disciple, it means that I've got to be dangerously surrendered, seriously disturbed, and gloriously ruined. If I'm going to be dangerously surrendered, Jesus says that's denying yourself. Well, hello, I'm in trouble already because I don't want to deny myself. I don't like to deny myself. We all like to be in charge of ourselves. The kingdom of me, I call it. We all want to be the ones in control. We don't want anybody telling us what to do. And now Jesus is saying, okay, if you want to move from being part of the crowd to being a disciple, you've got to start with denying yourself. People get really mistaken about what it means to deny yourself. It really just means saying yes to God. And so I don't know where it is in your life, but to move you from being part of the crowd, the looky-loo, to being a disciple, it's got to start with this willingness to say yes to God, to say no to your own self-absorption, to trust him and step out and say yes. The second thing that Jesus said, if you're going to move from the crowd to being my disciple, is that you've got to take up your cross. Seriously disturbed is what I would say that it means to take up your cross. What is it that so disturbs you about our world that compels you to get out there and risk to the point that you would die? Because the way I read this, he's not asking me to wear a cross necklace. He's saying to me, if you're going to be my follower, you can be my disciple, you've got to be willing to take up that cross. And if necessary, die. Then he goes on and he says, if you're going to be mine, you're going to have to follow me. What does it mean to follow him? And I think it probably means that I'm so willing to model my life after his that I become gloriously ruined. If you pursue the American dream, health, wealth, and happiness, and that's where you're putting your time, your energy, your passion, your zeal, your zest, that's where your life is dedicated, it'll ruin you. It will just flat out ruin you. But I have to tell you that following Jesus to the end of discipleship, following him to wherever it is he takes you, will also ruin you. Your life will never be the same. But if your life's going to be ruined, if it's going to be ruined, why not let it be ruined for something of eternal value? Why not let it be ruined for the kingdom of God? Why not let it be ruined for Jesus' sake? I don't want to be part of the crowd. I don't want to be just somebody who hangs around Jesus because he might do something for me. Yes, he has done so much for me, and I'm really grateful. But I want to move past that. I want to move past that immature relationship that just says, I'm with you, Jesus, because of what you do for me. But if you don't do things for me, if you don't do stuff for me, if you don't answer my prayers the way I want, if you allow this sadness in my life or this tragedy, or you don't fix this for me, then sorry, I'm not hanging around. That's not what I want. I want to be a disciple. I want to be somebody who dangerously surrenders. Says, God, whatever risk you ask, I'll take. And I want to take up my cross. If you ask for my life, if you ask me to be so disturbed about this world that I can't live with it the way it is and I've got to do something, that's what I want. And I want to follow him to the degree, to the end. I don't know what the end looks like, but I want to follow him to the end and allow him to ruin me so that my time, my energy, my money, my passion, what breaks my heart, what stirs my heart, that those are all about his kingdom. They're all about the people that matter to him. That's what it means to be a disciple of Jesus Christ, and that's what I'm committing to be.